you.
So in other words, then a trouble me I make then.
Me never say I make trouble, but when
technically that's why it come down to.
No, I am 100% in agreement with Chopper. Sometimes there's always discussions behind the scenes, and some of us might be privy to certain information, but you see, it is our responsibility not to come publicly and share what is said privately, especially sensitive things. And from the MP themselves don't come publicly and say this or that. It makes no sense to
But
sit
if an MP, I tell a man that is personal to him. If a man is, if an MP is telling 3 or 4 or 5 persons, that is one M driver, one near to him, one near to him, one nearer to him, say, watch out, that is it.
Then why don't you keep it to the
and him make the mischief, wouldn't we?
No, him.
For example, as Chopper just said, Warmington been saying for a while that he's not going back. The people in ball and this and that, and he's saying done. Suppose there were several persons who jump up and say, me want the seat and start make a problem. Oh, it would have looked no. Exactly. Once there's a sitting person there in the seat, an elected member, the respectful thing to do is to wait. There are laws, there are laws to challenge a sitting MP, or a councillor, there is a proper way to do it. So if that is the case, follow the party rules and the constitution of the party.
And you know what happened?
Right.
In a lot of cases, these persons who have political ambitions and want to run seat, some of them don't even have a membership. I'm telling you, they don't even fit the basic criteria of being a member, a paid up member. So I'm simply saying, if I have interest in a particular seat, right, and I want to make representation for that seat, one of the things I would do, I would get myself grounded in the seat by doing philanthropist work.
But Chopper, this gentleman that I was embarrassing, he's always up beside the Prime Minister whenever he's anywhere near. The Prime Minister that must have to say something to him about or somebody in the hierarchy that must have to say something. He's printing T-shirts, he's campaigning, he's running around.
Rusty,
so I mean
no, Rusty, no. Me see too much time. People print flyer, people start social media campaign, them start do all kind of thing. One man, I can remember vividly. Listen to me carefully, my brethren. One man I can remember right now. When he came to do an interview, I was sitting outside. I wasn't a part of the interview panel. And he saw me. And he said, Chopper, what go on, man? And I said, me there, man, me good. He said, me come for the interview. I said, for which division? Him call the division name. I said, oh, okay. But this man did not even have a vote in the parish. His vote was in another parish. But he is of the view that because him and the Prime Minister are friends, the Prime Minister knew him very well. And the MP knew him very well.
Well, our brother Neil Lewis did come here and do that already, you know.
No, man. He came to do an interview for the seat. But guess what? Him not have no vote in the area. 1. 2, him cannot be interviewed because the basic test of membership him not have. But he came on the premise that because he was sent by, him claimed this, Him claimed this, say he was sent by the Prime Minister, No, Prime Minister. So nobody, you ever hear the Prime Minister come out on platform and say, a whole heap of people have sent me this and me send them and me this. Now listen to them. You hear that? The Prime Minister said that out of their mouth. And I think this was coming from this whole period there where people was using the Prime Minister name to get them own sort of validation. Well, the end of that story is that that individual never got interviewed, much less get ratified in the seat. I saw this played out in the same Manchester situation where persons were out there projecting themselves as the guy and the this and the that. Here comes the member of parliament now, officially says, I'm done, and here's the guy I'm going to endorse. That doesn't mean under the party's constitution that other persons cannot apply. Other persons legally can apply. But there are also other loopholes that can be utilized to circumvent that, but not to encourage that. But I think the persons who are applying now, they can be booted out because the party can say that you contravene a party rule by campaigning in a seat that you were not given authority to do so. That's why people must be careful. You have
You see, a man come here and do that already, you know, right? And I see him Northwest Clarendon here, a man named Lewis, you know, used to work at Petro Jam, you know. Come here and do that same thing, you know. Up and down a campaign, and we up and down with him. All if you hear from party headquarters, so that is not the man, is Mr. Enriquez.
But
everybody fall flat.
You, General. Me no want you move it. Now come back here because me have one bone to pick with you right so. Don't move.
God no.
God live it. Mute your mic for a second. Mr. Philippian, who is here? Oh, Vegi, morning, General. How you do? Hope your voice is back up.
Morning, Chief. Yeah, man, voice out, strengthen back up, man.
Your voice sound all rougher than the original Vegi.
Yeah, so my morning voice. Yeah, man, what's up on the side? No, when I say still no, we have to understand that this type of behavior or whatever, you know, can lead to a person, you know, doing these things because they can now forward and say, oh, this is the reason why we done in the Jamaica Labour Party and cross party line. So some of them things here can be, you know, some form of motive to, you know, to cause some form of chaos in the constituency too. Some people already have, you know, have agenda, you know, so we have to be very careful when we take these things like that, because I don't know how a person will, you know, supposed to be in such a position wouldn't know, say, you know, these things are off limit. You have to be out there campaigning before you get to go ahead. Another thing is,
yeah, man, that problem.
Some of these elderly member of Parliamentary, you know, the persons that will represent the constituencies. Is it a situation where they're holding on too long till the last minute, and it comes to mind the same thing where we reach Kamala in a Joe Biden situation? Is that an issue? Because it's like,
you know what I sense, Vegas, and let me tell you something. I think sometimes we'll reason the thing in our case where we don't know. Because watch me, you have persons out there now who are older candidates, older members of parliament, who, in my view, you know, is at their twilight and probably need for an exit. But are those persons that we should push them to go, or is it those are persons that we should say, you know what, allow them to go on their own time? Because here's what we find. When you go to a member of parliament and tell him that he must give up his salary, give up whatever benefits he's getting from government, from being the member of parliament, and must go off in the twilight. You're talking about somebody who would have spent the last 30, some of them 40 years in the politics. A lot of the years were spent under PNP leadership when they were at a disadvantage. This is the first time they are now experiencing a JLP government for 2 terms, right? They have now just received a proper salary. Before that, they had nothing. And they are building up their nest egg now to go off. And for us to push them out sometimes, we have to look beyond it and look at it deeply. Not every member of parliament is in a financially stable position to walk away. Trust and believe.
We're in a rock between a rock and a hard place, you know, because we can, Mike Tyson, him can reach me. And that's what I say. Sometimes, you know, Mother Nature, yeah, we can't go around that sometimes.
Very much agree with that, Vegas, 100%.
And that's what I say.
Need to know when at them time.
Because your personal needs, chaps, can be detrimental to the party. So there may be, you know, maybe there has to be some form of reasoning on that aspect. Here, before this election, I call and whosoever are going at a constituency, such a strong leader constituency, member of parliament constituency. That person should have had enough time for the past 2-3 years to have planned his or her foot in another space. Then it can't be a flip-flop decision. You understand what I say? I understand Warmington situation, same done. But also, them still fit to go. Some persons you can look on them and say them not fit to go, chaps.
So,
That is true.
Me
That
can
is
look
true.
on chaps and say, chaps, I say, can't go again, you know. You're not fit to
I
go.
never believe Warmington. I know that's ignorance and vexation.
Warmington, yeah, I agree with that too, but you can't say Warmington still fit to go.
One of the first seats declared in the Jamaica Labour Party column, time after time I've witnessed it, is J.C. Hutchinson.
J.C. Hutchinson.
Because you know what happened? A lot of us are looking at the MPs in a singular state. But you see, good MPs surround themselves with a good team. And if you have a good, effective team around you, you as the MP, you sit in a parliament and do your policy, and you delegate the work, and you have your good team will do the work. So we are acting like physically MP work is something you have to be physical. Not because my MP out there and we see her a jump and a spring up and track to them.
When you have no, like J.C. Hutchinson said something last night, very important, ties back to what we said. No, he said, member of parliaments are people who are going to contest these constituencies. They have to start, go around and start shake and start do hand-to-hand combat work.
The thing is, you know, I think there has to be transition. There should be a system in place for replacement. You have to have that in place.
What's going to 2 cents chops? We need a transition plan because
I think most of them have it, you know, but transition plans again is not something that you publicize.
And that was also going to be something that I would wanted to touch on, because maybe we are looking on it from outside, but we don't know what is inside. We're saying, I understand Gigi point 3 years, and you know, to agree with you that we need the persons who are going to transition to start acting in the role. Agree wholeheartedly with that, but also maybe the government has looked at it, or the party, I should say, has looked at their plans and say, hey, if when we put this person in 6 months or a year or 8 months before the election, these are the weak areas that we're going to cover, and this is what we're going to do. Worse, if the person is from the area and is familiar with the area, then it should be an easy transition. Nothing is easy anyhow, but I believe, as I said, we are looking on it from outside, and I trust my Prime Minister. I always say that, and I feel like he will be making the right decision. And
another thing.
Hold on, let me just chop on this. And when Chop say, most of the people come here and say that they have been there 30 years, 40 years, and look at the constituency, and Chops rightly said it is this first time they're able to get a good salary and get money to actually run the constituency how it's supposed to be run. So they're saying, okay, it's not so much, but we want less something more substantial now that my government is in power. You know, something like that. That's kind of where my thought is going.
I mean, understand that.
I think the best thing to do still, chaps. I think the best thing to do, if you know to say, you can be one of the persons that are going to be called upon. I think instead of announcing, you should hit the ground running. If I think that if I'm chaps, I'm protege, and I say, yo, the boss I go eventually call on me, you know. I go prepare myself like David. I go start to work hard on the ground. You understand me? I say, I go make them see me work. So that's one area we can look at it too. If you know, say, yo, the Twilight, a PM is like a member parliament like Twilight Zone. You hit the ground running, start develop that something there. Even if you not get called upon, you know, at least you did. You know, for the people you really care about, you know.
But listen, all right, Vegas, you just hit the point a while ago. You hit the point, the nail on the head, because there's an easy way to get into the constituency, and there's an easy way to force the party and even the MP's hand in selecting you. If I have an interest in a particular seat, when me put on for me anchor in that seat and start work, me not have to ask his seat. Them about to give me. Because you can do work in the seat without being political. That is the way you ought to do it. You ought to go into the seat and start to do community work, start to do the things that you love. Because if you don't love people, don't get involved in the politics. And that is what we have in a lot of cases. Wrong fit. People who come in because they feel like they're popular, and they're popular for the wrong reason. They are not about helping people, developing people, pull people up, bring people together. They're not about that. And I'm simply saying, if you have that interest in a seat, go in there, go start do the work. Start to get some sponsors, put your league and your whatever competitions together, help out some kids, find a way to do a mentorship program, get people registered on heart, go do community work.
Yeah.
Look here, how do you think, and how do you think Prime Minister's wife, Mrs. Holness, how do you think Mrs. Holness became MP? She was there to help the candidate that was running. He was there to help him. I helped him. And I worked in the area, and I worked the area, and I worked the area. And the people have said, you we want.
But even that said in the chats, that person where do all of them things there, they have to be willing to also put them support and bring them people away. I said at them want to behind the person where the Prime Minister or whosoever choose.
Like a chance, the opportunity of becoming, you know, servitude to the people. And some of these people that are there are very selfish in their ways and not even realize that.
Have a lot to do with how you make decisions, right? So we have to have a balance. That is my view. We can't just say push them out because them all and push them out because them did it long. But these people, right, our elders, we rely on them for guidance. We rely on them for experience, and so that when they're making decisions, the decisions don't come off of some emotion and not enough life experience. So it is necessary. Yes, we can always say, oh, them not physically as fit as the younger ones and what, but that is why we need the balance. So bear that in mind also. Don't say push up, because when for example Nigel Clark left due to him taking another job. If we did not have persons there who capable, what would we do? You have to remember, I know everybody really easily replaceable, and everybody brings something else to the thing, and we are a party. So bear that in mind.
If persons like a Vegas have interest in a particular, have interest in representing people, right? In whichever area him see it fit, and I were to advise him on what to do and how to get in there, the first thing I tell himself is going to go do some work, you know. Forget about politics. Don't put on a green shirt or orange shirt. Just go in there, go do some work. And I guarantee you that the people are going to ask for you. And when the people say they want you, nobody can stop you. That is the best vehicle to get you into a constituency, is when the workers and the people decide how you them want. Nobody can stop that. The biggest place is when people are paying people and organizing people to bring them into seats.
Is it? Yes.
Stealing money and undermining the process.
Right.
If you so capable, go in there and go prove yourself.
But Chapa, one minute regarding parliamentary procedures and stuff. Isn't it a fact that our prime minister and party leader had to be sending a lot of the young MPs, the new MPs, they had to be going to various classes and training programs to learn proper parliamentary procedures?
Yes, man. Yeah, but
Okay.
all the
So
MPs
what I am saying is that we just want the persons who are listening in who like to say push out the older ones. I want them to understand why it is necessary for our stalwarts to be there, what purpose them serve.
A lot of decision is not based on, a lot of decision in parliamentary procedure is based on protocol, based on precedent, based on history. And you have to have people within the parliament that understands what needs to be done and when these things happen, how it is to be treated. That's why Andrew Holness always strive to strike a balance in the cabinet that he chooses. A balance where there's youth and there's experience, there's male and there's female. Because all of these things make up what a good comprehensive parliament look like. And you have to have those old people.
And this is why I'm saying it is not all physical. Some of it is mental.
Yes.
Well, most of it is mental.
No,
right?
100%, 100%. Yes. But what I'm saying, sister, what me I saying, sis, you, right, and the party must at some point, if you know, say, oh, you reach that twilight zone there, you know how much you have left night tank, me and you know that, nobody can tell about our.
Two Vegas, but some of them selfish with you. Some of them selfish. Yeah?
We have to know. We cannot be a Joe Biden. We end up Joe Kamala in the fire last minute.
Yeah.
It cannot be the case. We understand everything when I say no. The style, of course, we need them. Of course,
in that case with Joe Biden, they were all lying to themselves because it was clear that Joe Biden was answered early.
But what I'm saying is that
there's something that a lot of us don't look at. And you see, sometimes we reason these things, and we reason it on the surface. And it's not just a surface conversation, because there are deep-seated things that you have to unearth in order to understand. Look, nobody was of the view that Biden couldn't do better than Kamala. There are persons who study American politics and understand the disadvantage of putting a Kamala Harris in the race.
I thought it was a bad idea.
Put it as much as
from day one, we think that was a bad idea.
We can sugarcoat it as much as we want. America is not ready for a black female president. They're not there yet.
But
they're not ready for a female, let alone a black female.
Maybe they're not even ready for a female, chops.
They're not ready for a female, period.
They came out in a vengeance.
More men vote in this election than any other election.
But knowing this, chops.
Can I say something real quick, because I have to go. Why we can't put these followers in advisory roles instead of pushing them out? Why we can't put them in advisory roles?
Yeah, there should be something like
that. They have a lot of things to offer. They don't have to push
experience,
them out. Yeah, but put them in advisory. It's when they're on their last term.
Make them feel pushed out.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's a true.
Make them mentor. Put them to mentor the person who are going to take over still. Let them feel.
Yeah, even the control. Like, you have St. Elizabeth, like J.C. Hutchinson could be a good person who advised all the MP and the candidates for, St. Elizabeth. Once he's capable, but don't, because this man have a lot of wisdom and have a lot of things to pass on to people. He's been through several administrations. He knows in and out.
It's like karate chops. Karate chops, you can't get rid of the grandmaster.
Yes, you can't get rid of him. When he was, remember St. Elizabeth at one point, he was the only one who we had in St. Elizabeth.
Only one.
Only one. In Manchester, with the same with Mr. Shaw. In Manchester, remember we have the Pierce brothers and all of them, and John Jr., Mr. Shaw was the only one we had. And these persons deserve to live with grace and not forced out. But I say put them in advisory roles Because as you guys were saying, that when it comes to parliamentary procedures and certain things, these younger politicians don't know because they come in, they've had experience before. So these are the people who could mentor them, advise them, and give them certain knowledge because it don't matter. Experience teaches wisdom. We need it. We need experience.
That's not the balance. That's not the balance, right?
We need experience, and we can't push them aside because, as Chopper say, they live under PNP. Some of them for 18 years, some of them how much of a years at the hands of them, and when they never, as I said, they never had a proper salary, and they never had a constituency development fund. A lot of these people used to be using their personal money. Mr. Shaw, he was one of them who used to use his personal money to fund his constituency. I can attest to that. And everybody used to benefit. PNP, JLP, everybody benefit. So I'm saying, give these people time to live with grace. These people have a lot. They probably can't run the ground like one time. They can still go in some advisory roles, take a back seat, but at the same time have these people give them knowledge, help them, guide them, because not because you come in and win a seat. You yourself sometimes don't know how to navigate it. You don't know the people. You don't know where to go get the people. You have to have people that advise you. And my thing is, all right, see that election coming up in 4 years. I think you should have a transition team, not just one person. Don't put your eggs in one basket with this one person you train or you try to, turn over, because that one person can flip on you at the end of doing all this mentorship. I think it should be a team of people, like three, 4 people.
We don't know if they have the transition team, and as we said, we probably
we're saying we should probably look into something like that. Have a transition team for persons who eventually they want to go. They're probably gonna go, 2 terms, but have a transition team. Don't have just one person, because this one person can end up becoming our nightmare. This one person can end up becoming our nightmare. So have a team of people. That's just my take on it.
Thank you. That's good. Good.
Chaps,
Yeah, man. Yeah,
remember the situation in St. Catherine with the and the people.
With who?
With that.
Oh, yeah.
And that we don't want, So as the sister said, if Shah been, such a good MP to the people, them good in the morning and anything, I think his division should carry some way to the people. So
yeah, man.
that is something we have to pay attention to still, because I don't expect that the people to love him that much, and him say, a chapter going on the things that the people at least should be, should at least give him some regard, that still as a man who lived so long and been there for them so long. So, but sometimes people are people, that's in line.
No.
So they want Saul, them don't want to see David in I go take Saul, a Barabbas, them want, I go take Barabbas. Understand that? Sometimes we blame the wrong persons too. Like people them just want Saul or Barabbas.
Yeah, man. Anyway, guys, remember the positive Jamaica channel on YouTube. You need to follow that channel there and tune in. And Vega, you need to join the discussion over there, because I know he's a man who spew the positive vibration all the time. Then people there do some positive convo. Positive Jamaica on YouTube. Check it out.
Right now, say as some PMP platform I look for join, Because I try bust my brain how much days now I try to figure out where them running on and what can they speak about. Because I try to learn something from them and I learn nothing. I listen to your shops and I learn a whole thing, but I like to contrast my reason, shops.
Yes, that's a good thing, of course.
I try to find, you can recommend a platform for me where we can go talk to some PMP.
Biggie.
Yes, ma'am.
Their message I respond to me, but thanks.
Sorry, me no see it.
Thanks, but you need to come on the YouTube anyhow with the discussion how dancehall and our society, it influence us and all of them stuff there.
Oh, me never see message.
I listened to Natalie Stack and her usual guest and Michelle Stern, I think her name is, from 411. They had a very interesting conversation, and I don't listen to her, tune into her all the time. Natalie's not one of my favorite people. I prefer Karen Cross, to be frank. But they had a conversation, and it started out from they were discussing the whole cartel distancing himself and all of that. And then they went on for a while. The conversation changed, and I think that was it's one of the best conversation. Like, it was really balanced from all three persons that have listened. So sometimes I think them kind of platform, maybe you can go on. Maybe you will find.
No, man. Me find them, sister. Me
no, man, me not say go on sometime,
well, sis. Me search for information, chaps. When I'm not sleeping, me man, me addicted to research, you know. Me addicted to research, like sometimes I just have things in my brain and I just have.
When you hear the name, Natalie Stack always have fun our program. You
have Liz, you have Karen.
It was nice to hear Liz. It was nice to hear Liz and Michelle Stern 411 going at it, because they had some difference in opinion regarding the whole history. History. But when they were together.
Michelle is very smart, you know. This is one of the PMP them when we go on our platform. But what I'm saying is when Michelle put anything forward, me can go research it and cross-reference it and him something that me can run it by Chaps and say, Chaps, send me the document for this. So me I say, but I'm speaking about this current situation that we're having I'm trying to find, because every time Mark Goldie open him out, it's like him talk so much foolishness where it have me up here. You know,
the podcast with Iman, I probably should send it to you with him the Shaka Shame something. Biggie.
Right.
Make us send it to you. When them ask him,
the one we matter about say him got 23-year-old them, he must start educate the 3-year-old them.
Yeah, I think so.
Watch it, sister. That matter just every time I go want to be a full system tax, and there's some more find a PMP. Me love the labor right them. Me hear the intelligence, but me can't accept say there is no intelligent PMP supporters or bloggers out there where me can learn something from.
All I'm saying is that when I was listening and knowing that Liz is a tribalist, I mean, I talk to Shika?
Yes, me I call it you before you start talking to that.
Okay.
Me I tell her say the fish boy Jerry and what's it over there from Mrs. Vaz right now.
Yeah, but them not, let me tell you something. They are irrelevant to the grand scheme of things, you know. And I tell you all the while, this is why I care zero what PNP bloggers have to say, because you know what? None of them no live in the East Portland. None of them. Shaka Fame couldn't save himself. He himself as a Portlander could not win a council seat in East Portland, and him had them loudest voice basically. And so none of them other tiki waste people. They are irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. They have no vote there. Them can't come down there. They can't walk up and down. And dead for thirst like what they want them to do it with Damian Crawford. It will not work. It will not work. They did not live our experience when we were living under PNP MPs, one behind the other. They did not, and the people who, me don't know who are going to run back. Me not see them. It will not work. Let me ask
a question, panel. I'm going to be honest to you, right? Take out Mark Gould and the PNP. We on the panel, right? Hypothetically speaking, we want go in a different direction. What is the message to go up against the Jamaica Labour Party? Take out personal attacks, take out bank account and take out all of them. Yeah, take out that. Take out that. Just be honest with it. Just be honest. Just be real honest.
But you can't ask we, because we remember we asked one of them prominent bloggers, say, hey, what message? And he said, conference. He said, after conference we will hear it, and after conference we are still asking what is the message, and we still cannot hear it.
Because Chaps, what Chaps said? Chaps, me a try to see me miss nothing, you know. Because me no want to go to hell, you know. When me a miss?
Question.
Yeah, Vega.
Yeah.
you're certain brand legal I hear stuff, right? Remember something, my brethren. All right, even if Mark Gold said, I mean, know why you ask the question, you know?
Right.
Ask the question because you listen to the leader of the PNP.
Thank you.
Who was unable to say to you, if he were to be given the reins of power, what he would do different from the JLP. You listen to it, you know, and you couldn't convince him. He did not come out and tell us.
Me no come out of the starting. Me no come out of the starting blocks, chaps. Me still not starting blocks. I wait. Me calf them a bun, me brother.
So let me say something to you, Vegas. You don't need more. You don't need more that example than this. Dean Jackson Miller, as far as I am concerned, and I'm sure many other persons on the platform consider her to be a PNP operative, right? Dayton Campbell went on her made me feel some feelings heard from conference, but Dayton with the loudest mouth, right, who claims to know it all, could not explain even a point of the so-called list of things when say wrong with agriculture and that needs improvement. And when Deon Jackson Miller was backed into the corner there where she had to say, but hold on, something right here. So when the PNP know they are in serious trouble. So all they are doing is sending out fake polls, talking about him leading in how much he points ahead and him more popular. They are being very petty.
You know why me asking the question, yeah? Sorry, sister. You know what? One second. You know why me asking the question still? It's not a mischievous question, you know. It's a question I ask because if me present myself to an undecided voter, may I speak? Because myself have to sway the undecided voters, you know, right? So that's why I ask the question, you know, because we want to be very objective and we want to be very balanced in whatever we do. And this is a platform I come and realize that there's a balance. Okay? So the undecided voters them, the question I just ask the panel. We don't have to ask yourself that question that we know. We don't have to ask yourself that question there.
The right for heart. Because that's the question that they are going to ask.
That's the question, you know.
That they deserve.
And I've
remove all the personal attacks.
I've always said this. I wanted to add to what Kizzy is saying. So they're not being petty. They are paying mind. They're playing mind games. They're playing on the psyche of the people. Because when you do these things, you get into their heads, right? When you look at all the traits of how to manipulate people, manipulate their mind, this is what the PNP is doing, right? Psychological games they are playing. It's nothing petty. It's some psychological game. When you repeat things over and over and over, it becomes reality in some people's mind. Even when I not saw it, them are gonna tell us.
Let me tell you where the danger is. Let me tell you where the danger is, and this is why even every time I get the chance, I keep saying to labor rights, be careful where you get your information from. Be careful. Double check your source. Even if I say something, double check it. Because what I have observed is, for example, right now the live of 161 or 63, somewhere there about persons in. I know there are many more on the far you, right? What I've seen is after our lives end, then the PNP go live. And when they do, and if you take 5 minutes and listen to them, they start skewing history. They must say how JLP create FinSac, they are responsible feet. They are all sort of manner of things. The history is there. And I think this is something that was very effective when I was a child that they did to Edward Seaga. Because then we did not have social media. See, last night all of us could stay anywhere in the world and see what was happening down at Bournebrook High School. We could hear the Prime Minister's speech, everything. Back then, when a meeting was held, what was said on the platform was twisted and turned to make the person look bad, because that's why them say Mr. Seaga say black people are scandal bag, and it take off. And up to today, you still have people who believe that this is the truth. So we have to be very careful to every time when we are putting out the information. That's why I ask people sometimes, what is your source? where you get the evidence from, which year was it? Because you see, if you don't correct these things and say it as it is, the PNP twist it, and all of them hills and failures, they put it on the Jamaica Labour Party. And then they say, oh, all of them are liars, them and then thief in Prime Minister. And the gullible people believe it.
And that's a fact, because Jamaica have a lot more gullible people than people who reason things. And the PNP, they're known to always, it's always about propaganda for them. It's never about policies.
But it goes back to
it's always about propaganda. That's what they campaign on. They wait for the JLP to have a propaganda for them to use that and campaign, because they never have
propaganda TikTok.
No, listen, they wait for propaganda in the country or something to happen, and they use that and blame the government. I know we don't have it, but they wait for something to happen, and then they use that for their campaign, because they never
wait on some manufactured outrage.
Manufactured outrage. However we want to look at it, the public, all right, everybody don't have none of the reasoning ability. So however we want to look at it, we can say one thing. But the undecided people who are out there and people who don't have no reasoning ability, they're gonna look at it as some propaganda. And then
we come back to what we were saying this morning, TikTok lawyer, that people are not doing their research, right? People are not doing their research, and
they will never do it. They will never do it.
And I've always said as well that when you listen to the Prime Minister, you hear current, you hear in our next 6 months, you hear future plans. You hear current plan and future plans. May it be short-term, long-term plans. Whenever you listen to him, he can tell you what the layout of what the country is going to be like in another 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, right? These people are not hearing this from the PNP nor Mark Golding, but yet them say them undecided. And that is a problem for me.
These people are never gonna do what some people like what you would do. They're not gonna live like you. They wait for things to happen and they go off whatever they hear in the media. They're not gonna look at no manifesto. There are people that will never ever look at a manifesto or read no policies or nothing. They just go off what they hear in the media, and believe it or not, that's why a lot of Jamaicans live. They're not gonna look at nothing. They don't listen to nothing the Prime Minister had to say on that platform last night. They're waiting for the news to come this morning, and they're going to pick one thing he said out of it and twist it and turn it all kind of way. That's what they do. And when we watch it, they need to go look at the policies or whatever, they're not going to look at it. They're not. Some people just wait for some outrage to happen and jump on the bandwagon. Admit these are the kind of people we're dealing with, and that's just it. 25% of people going to read the manifesto, listen to the Prime Minister, his plans and all of that. Look at the data, look at past things he did. Some people never ever going to look at it. They're going to wait for something to happen, a big outrage, and everybody just going to run with it. And that's just how Jamaicans operate.
Maybe that's how politics operates, sister. Maybe that's why I name politics. Maybe I just politics,
we have the luxury, I was saying this morning, before you guys join, that I'm extremely proud of how the JLP blogs or the JLP pages, persons who are pro JLP, how them conduct themselves.
Yeah.
Because the truth is, majority of you guys, I can't think of any that really delve into the propaganda and the mudslaying. Most of you guys are just dealing with the facts, dealing with information, and it's a contrast to what the PNP does. The PNP is really not up to dealing with information. There are personal attacks. They want to attack you, they call the Batman, then call it this, then call it that. Because it's like an artist who go dance and can't get a forward,
Because that's surprised to say that
the first thing an artist can't get a forward, Biggie.
Yeah.
When you go in a dance,
put up your hand if you now.
Put up your hand if you like Batman.
But remember, say enough artists do that over the years, and 10 years down in the line, and you hear about them again.
Because you can't put that for a record.
So is this gonna be the case with Mark Golding? Is Andrew Holness going to retire him? Well, because he might get the power them,
Well,
he might get the cheap power them.
I think that the position that the PNP has taken, which is to go down the mudslinging and not give it substance to people, I think it is weeding off of the people now.
Yeah, the cheap forward, man.
Yeah, man, I'm gone, man.
But the point.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. I didn't realize
Morning.
I came up in the box. I just have
Morning,
a
DB.
shot.
Morning.
Yeah, I just have a shot in because I didn't realize I was up in the box. I know I sent the request, but it takes so long. So much people was there, so I didn't realize I came up. But I just wanna add my few cents on the add the shot thing, and then I'll just jump out of the box and listen. Good discussion. Big up in yourself, panelists, everybody. Good contribution. With the other shot and what it's a that seat is passionate to me. That's a seat I went to school in, almost got killed in 51 before the JLP lost it to the brother who owned the sound here. And then by the other term, I think Xavier Main get it back. And we had it until then because I think he had spent a year too long. As Lennox Lewis said, he will not do like what Muhammad Ali did with white one fight too much. So sometime, 1 year extra can bring us
That's true.
to where we go to non-existent. And that I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. But
No, man, I
I would
understand.
want his
Yeah.
legacy, I would want his legacy to be there and not vanish. That's all I have to say. Anybody else can, relate to that or
I agree, Dimi. He have a
I
great
wanted to ask
legacy.
a question, Dimi. Dimi?
yeah.
And I'm asking the panel. And I know these things people will say, yeah, maybe, no, yeah. But really, be honest. If Adli Shah was on the ticket when the next election call, do you think that he would return that seat to the Jamaica Labour Party or he would have lost? Mono think.
I think he would win.
He can return it, definitely.
And
He
I
could
think
return it, definitely.
whomever comes cannot win without Ali Shah.
Cannot win without him. Definitely cannot.
And I ask this question specifically because of what Dimi said and what others are saying. Yeah, you see, you see the power where we as voters have in our hand, and we have the power. Right? We keep saying these persons should know when to pack it up and they should go and they should. But remember, there's a section of people there where I say, hardly no left. We need you. We love you. If you remember this, there will always be persons who will say, you do so much for we. 1 minute, Rusty, me, I just finish. But I am just making a point. Yeah? We have to always remember that some people loyal to who good to them till death. So once he's able to bring back the seat to another winning column of the Jamaica Labour Party, he can only do that if the people voted for him. And I am sure if Adley name was on the ballot, the seat would be returned to him, right? So I am just saying, we need not to talk about succession and this and that because the power really lies with us, the people. We have it. We have it. Don't put it on the MP or the person who is in the leadership position because we give it to them. And I think this is where a lot of Jamaicans lose them way. Them don't know where them there. Them don't know where them there. Them just think say, if the MP say him not run back but if I hardly the people want that we see it with Warmington when he said he would leave, the people then cry tears and beg him. And we have the power, people.
Rusty, you wanna go ahead first and then we come in after? All right, Rusty, mute the mic. All right, for me, Kizzy, it's not about just because what I'm saying, it's through discussion with the people, discussion. You can look at the people and say, well, here what? Just like when Bruce Golding said, it's time to go for young people. We can say the MP can say, people, I know you want me to stay, but I only have my last term, and I'm not going to just do that term. Again, give it up within a 2-year period. but I'll be there with the person who is, going to take over. So it's not that I'm leaving you people. That's all I am saying, It's not that
But
we're
it is in
saying
place
push
already,
me.
Dimi. That
Huh?
process is in place already. That
Yeah.
process is already in place.
I wanted to jump in on the legacy part of it. For me, Ardlishaw legacy, there's nothing can take away Ardlishaw legacy. Nothing, Ardlishaw cannot be forgotten. No time, no day. Ardlishaw gone down in the greatest book as one of the greatest finance minister Jamaica's ever seen. So his legacy is not something that can just comes up and disappear. No, so I don't understand.
No, it's not the finance era, It's the
No,
constituency
but he
level I'm talking about.
But
The work that
but his performance is also there at the constituency level.
No, the
There's no
constituency level
difference.
is unmatched. It's unmatched.
Unmatched.
That man used to run 2 constituencies in
Look here.
Northwest Clarendon and Northeast Manchester.
That
He
is
used to be
true.
there for both sets of people.
The
I'm
only
That's
telling
true.
you
issue,
that.
That's true.
the
He
That's
was
true.
only
there
issue,
for
That's true.
both sets of people. I'm
the
telling
on
you.
Dimi.
Papa, let me say
Yeah.
something.
Go ahead,
I'm
go
gonna tell
ahead,
you.
go
You
ahead.
see that man? He knows
Uh-huh.
everybody in his constituency. He knows He's a
The
politician.
only
the man
issue
said
with
all. The
Ardishaw
He
man,
as
knows
today.
he know how to kiss babies, go to funerals, do everything. That man
the
knows
man name says
every
it all.
single
TikTok liar.
person in that constituency. That's where I was raised. I'm
TikTok
telling
liar.
you.
TikTok
TikTok liar.
liar.
Yeah.
The man name says it all. The man name
TikTok
man a
liar.
yard. What more you want? Man a
TikTok
yard.
liar.
What that
If
mean?
that man go every funeral, or even when things say him not turn up, and then him come out in him eat out of every pot, him eat out. Listen, that man is a man of the community, and
But
people,
not only that.
PNP love him, JLP love him, everybody loved him. But
Sure.
some people just never vote for JLP.
Look
He's a
here.
man that his shoes are very hard to fill.
Ardishaw is revered and respected, whether at the parliamentary level or at the constituency level.
Very
No
much
debate
so.
on that. That is not a debate we are going to entertain at no stage, no time.
His legacy cannot be questioned. It will not go unnoticed. It will not disappear. There's nothing that is a pillar in the community and the
And whoever
country. He
replaced
has
him, they
cemented.
have to do great. They have to do great.
Yeah,
Not
I
good,
miss his
great.
shenanigan for real. It was when he went on stage the other day at Rhoda's conference and him say that Andrew is a better leader because he challenged him. I laughed so much at that because and I was listening to Floyd at his conference and me I said, look, so Floyd sound like man a yard man. Like, he brought the vibes on stage. So him
And he's like
can
that. He's like that in the real life in Alashika. He's not a person who is acting for the media. He's just that upbeat person, that lovable person, and he's a man who never tells you no. Mr. Sean never, if you go to him and ask him for something or ask him for help or advice, he never tells you no. He doesn't have the word no in his mouth, and he will never ask you what side you're coming from. He just
TikTok
helps
liar.
you, and that's it.
TikTok liar.
Yeah.
You said something, and and trust me, you couldn't said it better. And I'm gonna prove that point. And when I said that his legacy, when I want you to take me wrong. But when it comes to knowing his people, after leaving Northeast Manchester in 1999 and was down in South Manchester, I think it was 2016. In 2016, he was passing through my community. His bodyguard and driver. We
Mm-hmm.
went to school together, and the guy see me and called to me, and he was like going, and Mr. Shah said, no, 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 not at all, and stop. I said, man, what you doing here, Shadow?
He knows
I'm say,
everybody. He knows
I'm say,
everyone.
me move down here now, He said, how long? I'm telling him. He said, what? And guess what? It's not somebody who I would be around every day. But as I tell you, living here, I go to school. I used to go to church right behind his house. So, when it's like, he might have that thing where face doesn't miss it. He might miss the name, but face not missing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Face never miss him. And him can
Right.
tell you about somebody in your family or some. He's just a man of the people. And whoever gets that position, y'all have some big shoes to fill. That's why I said the proper whoever they saying like, oh, this person gonna beat that person. I think they should wait because that's some big shoes that person have to fill. And that person have to work across without constituency line because that man worked all of Manchester plus Northwest Clarendon. Because at one point he was the only person we had to turn to.
True.
In terms of having a labor right representative. There was nobody else because he was the only one. Because remember Manchester, he was the only seat Clarendon because Northwest, they have the border. So most times you want help or you want any advice or anything, he was the one you had to turn to.
And remember when Sally won the mayor, the councillor down in central Manchester, he was the main person behind.
Even Trelawney, I forget to put, even South Trelawney too. That's true, even Trelawney.
Yeah. But I don't know.
It's a tough one to fill. So I just believe they should let him go with grace, or if he wants to stay, because they can't win him. They bring everybody to win that man, and nobody could. I tell you, Val Wint, I remember how long ago he was. Val Wint is very loved, but Mr. Shaw is more loved. People love Val Wint, but people love Mr. Shaw more. So whoever they're giving it to, they have to make sure that person. Trust me, that's some big shoes. That's some big shoes to walk in. Big shoes to walk in. And they have to prepare to do the work because the people of Northwest Manchester and Northwest Clarendon, they are very spoiled because he give them so much access to him. He's easily accessible. They just could just walk up in his place or wherever he at and get things done. So they have some big shoes to fill. That's all I can say. There are some big shoes to fill. And that is one seat we can't give it to the PNP because, listen, I see people, they bat for that seat for years. As far as back to 92, I can remember, they do everything to take that seat from him and it never happened. So that's all I had to say. It's a big shoes to fill. And if he want to go one more term, I think let him go. Let him go with grace because people are going to be very upset if he doesn't leave on his terms. So that's just my input. Let him go with on his terms, and I guess whoever he recommends, I guess we can look into them because his recommendation is, that's a high one. That's a really good recommendation. If he's recommending somebody, then it's somebody we had to look at really good.
Good afternoon, guys. As you're talking about Mr. Shaw, I used to work for Mr. Shaw. I worked with Mr. Shaw until 2007 before I migrated to the UK. And Mr. Shaw was not only an MP, but he was a father to the entire North East Manchester and other communities as well. Working for Mr. Shaw, you don't see him as a minister because he's a people person. You can sit any problem you have relationship problem, marital problem, you can sit and you can talk with Mr. Shaw and he will give you the best advice possible. He was that man of yard. And I hope the person who will replace him will take a leaf out of his book and do the right thing for the people of Northeast Manchester and Jamaica. That's my say. Thank you.
I would believe that being who Arlisha is, and even Mama D, all of these people.
Jamaicans for Progress. Come up in the box and find out. Let me find out something for me.
All
Someone
right,
can add it. So you can't add him there for me because me don't love him.
Yeah?
Yes, me did want to say something to you for a longest while now. Me no get no time, no chance.
Say it no, Papa.
I was thinking that I'd rather Mr. Shaw run back, secure the seat, and somewhere down the road 2-3 years, give up the ghost and a by-election.
Mr. Shaw not for run. As long as whomever is running is endorsed.
As Mr. Shaw's blessing.
Is good.
But that is just my idea. Am I not allowed to have an idea, a thought, or
I never say you can't, but I'm just telling you what I think.
Me just put that out there.
All right, me go tell you this, Rusty. I am in agreement with you. I feel like the third term is too important to create no.
Thank you. I'm glad at least one person agree.
Yes, I think at this point in time, when we are close to election.
Mr. Shaw talk about. Mr. Shaw,
I don't think Mr. Shaw should have said he wasn't going back. No, I believe he should have run, and then after a year or two, then him resign, and then there could be a by-election, and then that person would have them opportunity. I believe at this point, the decision shouldn't have been made, but because this. Party wasn't popular, and everybody, we were in opposition and drowning. You never even to see some people. Now everybody wants seat. Everywhere you look, 2-3 people want seat, and them want to force out who is there, right?
Yes.
So I personally believe, and that's why I say it. I would not even support anybody else other than who Mr. Shaw endorsed and recommend. You know why? What we not hear chaps. What you say? Division and no problem in the seat. Yeah, the person who is sitting there, I think, is a 14 years is there now.
Bless you. You can't get my blessing.
Anybody, Mr. Shaw,
Jamaica,
we have support.
Progress. Add him to the back.
Me not have no moderator position,
anyway,
so I don't know Philippian or whoever else have a moderator.
He says he can't come in the box right now.
Oh, okay.
Is Mackenzie?
So what did you say to me? I'm going about work, How you way I say?
But me think of something else you come to me about Rusty.
Me hear you on one live a cussing a carry on what you me feel shame me couldn't do this a Rusty. But me
what me did I say? Tell me what me did I say.
Me nah go back up with that, Same money argument, who not get money and who want money and all them. So I mean, I say Rusty that. I can't rusty that. I must somebody else. But me just left it alone. Make it go on.
Yeah, man, me, man.
Just how to say.
I'm not deny nothing what me say.
Just how to say.
Why me say it? If you know why me say it, ask me why me say it.
I know. Me never.
Why you say it?
I don't want to get into that. Really.
Chopper.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, everybody. I need to talk to you differently, man. I can't talk to you upon a platform. I say it already, I don't know how I get in contact with you because I talk to you already.
Inbox, man.
All right.
Chopper, me have a call you differently here.
But what may I say?
Yes, Dada.
We need to secure the seats first. That's the most important thing. A lot of people come and I say, push down the old people them. You can't push them down with a walking stick. You have to remember the greatness that them do. They fight them fight. You understand what I say? Yeah, so if Mr. Shaw can go on and we secure the seat as Father Rusty said, make we secure the seat down the road, we know if we deal with it differently. You understand what I say?
What we hear Rusty said the other day was surprising to me about young people now getting nothing and something to that effect.
Well, I don't know. One of the things when I share with Father Rusty, some people.
Go ahead.
Some politicians don't understand the level of this thing. Like we, the grassroots people who fight for it, we know what the people want. So some people, say, are undecided. You can't have people flat-footed on the ground. Even like, all right, we'll do election day. Election day, you see one man can want two crate empty hot drinks come put on under one table. No igloo, no ice.
It's an internal matter, man. The internal.
Yeah, but what may I say? Well, yes, that's another thing. Yeah,
Chuck, when you finish,
my platform talk about igloo.
Yeah, no, but what may I say? The presentation is good and great. You keep a meeting and you look at one little carried one speaker box there. So no, you saw the vibes going to Portland. These are the things we have to continue with. We can't drop the button. Some people are cheap out the thing, and that way I say we are leading. We are the winner. We can't cheap out the thing.
I don't expect you to measure up Darrell Vaz's presentation to everybody else. Not everybody have that.
Well, on the chop and chucks, please. Me I beg on 1 minute because you see this principled person at the comment been saying a lot. Let me say something to you, principled 101. Right? We are not Minister the MP Shah's doctor, neither you. When a person in public life, you see, it's up to them to decide if them fit or not, and that is between them and then doctor. And then maybe them have answer to the gensec at the party and the party hierarchy. But if MP Shah name appear on the ballot, it's neither here nor there for me. It's what the party saying. If the party find him fit and see him fit, and that's him for them. That is that. Continue, guys.
No, I've been wanted to say something a long time from we have over 170 people here. And the thing is, chaps, this is a serious issue we have right now in Jamaica, You understand? We might take it and say, boy, I just saw the PMP and this and that. Look at it this way, chaps. Our government currently is begging people, please, go out, go get a skill so you can line up for the opportunities that is here in Jamaica. Because, to be frank,
how much time we preach that?
Nowadays, just a minute, chaps, just nowadays, you can't go this one, go with Cinco, and when them ask you what kind of skill, what kind of certificate, what kind of this you have, you go say to them, man, this. Them not go hire you. You're lucky when them do hire you because them want somebody to fill that gap right away. But eventually them are going to want you to get this kind of skill. No, look at it this way now. The strategy, and this is where PMP keep on come with. Them know say the price of flour are say just $100. And this is their strategy. When me hear Mark Golden come with all the time. People supposed to can get up and them supposed to can go buy a pound of flour. People supposed to, when them gas done, them supposed to can call the gas man right away and the gas come pick it up. Fine, that's good. That's lovely. He's saying that this is what a PNP administration is going to come and do. But this is what people fail to understand. And I keep on saying this over and over and over again. This is what people fail to understand. And ask these PMP people when they come up on the platform, because they love come up on the platform and say the same thing. But what is it that Mark Golden is going to do? How is it that he's going to achieve these things? Isn't it the same thing that this current government is telling you guys to do? Isn't it the same thing that Mark Golden going to come in and say, go on the art, go get a skill and prepare yourself for work? Is it that Mark Golden going to come in and snap a one or wave a one and said, look, money I go just jumping on the bank account like that in order to achieve all of these things? Isn't these questions we're supposed to keep? Because as Kizzy mentioned earlier, I watched that thing when Dean Jackson Miller asked Dayton Campbell, what is the plan? How is it that they're going to go about doing these things? And Dayton couldn't answer him. So I think these are the things we need to continue because me hear one time the boy, you Richards, come on here, You understand? I mean, now I'm going to stop boy him up from where him do the other day. You understand? Him come on this platform, your platform, chaps. And he's going to say, Mark Golden, when Mark Golden, him said this and him said that. How is it? And when you ask him, how am I going to do it? Him say him don't know. Him don't know him I going to do it, but him say him I going to do it. Why is it that we want to constantly keep on talking about Mark Golden need to become Prime Minister in Jamaica? Why is it that we keep on doing all of these stuff? And
Who keep on doing it?
Well, not we, PMP. Let's say PMP. Or the news, TVJ.
Mario, come on, man. Who do you expect PNP supporters to talk about? Andrew?
No, but come on, chaps, it's a serious road we are head down, you know.
Yes, but as serious as the road is. As serious as the road is, PNP will always be PNP. So you cannot expect them to come and promote our policies. What we have to do is to bore a hole into it. But here is where you have a problem. Is when you have our own people now who will sit on a platform like this and would preach prosperity every day. If you wake up Rusty at the dead of night and ask him some of the government policies, he will reel them out. But on a given day, you will hear him over one next side of course and say, people now get this and people now get that. As if there is a policy to write checks, give to people. And that is where we have a problem because you preach one thing, yaso. And then on the next man, you just wake up and say, boy, look now, go on, man. And young people, them now get nothing. What if you get?
But Chops. Just a minute, Chuck, because I'm going to land soon. Just a point to say this. The same people, when people go and say nothing now go on, listen, I can tell you this for sure, and I will say this because I see this happen over and over. The Ministry of Labor offer, you understand, once you have a business plan, I can tell you this, and nobody can take this back from me because it's something that I know. The ministry, it was $15,000, I maybe raised. When you go to the Ministry of Labor, and you say to them, say, I want to start a business. And the Ministry of Labor willing to back you and give $15,000 to start a business. As I say, the price literally gone up. Maybe.
It's more than that. Sometimes it's more than that because I know some MPs, they have small business funding.
No, but we are not talking about MPs now, Kizzy. We are talking
but I am saying to you, Mario, because you're speaking to a ministry, and I'm telling you that even you can get the ministry assistance, and maybe if you know enough, you can get all the MPs assistance. So I'm just saying that there's multiple ways to get in small business assistance.
And that's why I am disappointed when I hear. That's why I'm disappointed when I hear my own labor rights who have this information, who preach it every day, and them same one out there I tell people say, oh, it's an opportunity for young people. The young people now get nothing.
The biggest issue we have, you see, Chopper, and I said it once long time on lives, is the know-how. And I keep saying, like, for example, Philippines have the information, right? But you also be able, when you're saying, oh, there's a program, so you can go to Dr. Smile and you can get the smile and you can get your denture and and Tufton did this. This is the policy and it is no. But you see, what we labor rights need to do is get the know-how. So we are going to say.
And I agree with you. And I think that we probably need to go on another drive now. Since we
need to go on the know-how drive because, Chopper, what is happening? The people who are in the system sabotage government policies. They frustrate the system, right? And you will have persons who will sit and listen. But because sometimes after the lives finish, I will get a 1 and 2 messages with persons asking me questions. Kizzy, there's someone that talk about how we go. And I have had the experience myself where I've sent 2 young people to go to art to register and them come back and tell me, tell them not get through. The people them I tell them to go up at the MP office. And I'm saying to them, no, this is not an MP program. And I said, listen, this is the information, go right back. So what I am saying is we need to not only speak to the policies of the government, but we need to tell people the procedure, how it is done.
Access them.
Yes, but so you can access the various grants, access and know the system. That means when you go and the people that in the office that tell you crap, you can challenge them. Because if you don't know the know-how, you don't know how to challenge the person who is in the office, And sometimes the people in the office, they see you come and they know your labor rights, they want sabotage, they want frustrate because they know you're not too sensible. So them send you back.
There's a particular member of parliament that I was giving them some assistance and guidance as to how to access certain benefits through CDF, right? and the person who handles the CDF from the MP's office, neophyte, don't understand it that much. And I told them that there are certain benefits that you can go to NIS and get on behalf of the Member of Parliament. And as God would have it, the representative at NIS said, no such thing. And the person came back to me and said, no, so they said there's no such thing. I said, no, go back to them and tell them X, Y, and Z. And leave me unto God.
Chapa, you know me if you resort to in my Portland, in my parish. You know, you see, most of who I went to school with, them have certain positions. Them are supervisors or managers or so in a certain sector. So, yes, me have to say, all right, this when you go back NIS, ask for so and so. Tell them, say, kids send you. Because the people who they are front decks, sabotage, sometimes they themselves don't know.
Right.
Sometimes policy. Know the policies, but they themselves don't know the know-how.
Here's an important part of what we do that we have to fix. There are persons within our space, our little community, who have the need for some of the services and have not accepted or accessed those services themselves. You can't sell insurance and you don't have insurance. You can't sell tire and you have the worst tire on your vehicle. Right? We cannot be out here selling government policies and processes and we are not utilizing them ourselves. There are persons within our space that can do well with some of these government assistance and government programs. Why aren't they accessing those things? They are on the platform, them speak about it, them talk about it, them tell people about it, them brag about it, but they themselves not accessing it. Why? That is something that we need to search. Because it cannot be that we have people among us who want the service.
Remember, I'm going to tell you something. If you go up a Constant Spring, if you go do your license, right? There is a man there run at the back in the parking lot. You know where I'm around there though? I never even know same as a JP. The other day somebody tell me say, oh, people are hustle. There was a conversation private. And the person said, and I was saying, enough bank. Enough time when me go bank, me not join no bank client because my friend in at the bank. Me send them one WhatsApp long time. When me go sign the form full out and everything already. And me go about my business. It's just the way how it is.
Personal banker do too. Not illegal about that.
No. I'm not saying it is illegal. I'm just saying that Jamaicans on a whole don't like filling out forms. They don't like to sit and go through the process. And this is why we have an issue with the know-how.
Because the process is intimidating to a lot of Jamaicans because the process usually takes a long time. So what we need to do, and I agree with you on this, that is something that we need to now start to challenge. So Philippian, we are go queue it up again. We're going to do it live. We call the agency while we're on live and make them walk you through the process right here on the live. So everybody can get the information. Nobody can say them no.
Definitely, it is needed and necessary, Chopper. It's just like, for example, the other day me come on and me I say, well, if I they are chat every day, uno member of the party or not supporter. Are you guys character enough? People never even know so them forget one farm to pull out to become official members of the party. Exactly. I mean talk about labor right, we are labor right before me ban.
So here's what we're going to do. I don't know if Philippian probably busy today on Monday. But that good. Whenever you find some time during the lunchtime, Philippian, let us call. I think I'm going to put the live on my laptop so we can go in the TikTok studio and run the live all day. You call and make sure that people If you need to call the Ministry of Health, say, hey, I have 3 persons in my neighborhood who would love to get on the Second Chance Smile program. What is the process?
Exactly, chap. That's what I've been begging.
Let us do it. We can do it.
Chopper,
Yes.
Chopper. You know, I'm happy that you and Kizzy brought this out today because I have been lashed already for saying that the full information is not going out to people, and we need to bring more information to people because it's all good and well when you can come and say, boy, this is the program of the government and you need to go online and find it. And I use an example that most of the people who have smartphone, they will be on TikTok and people will say, but them they on TikTok every day. I will ask the question, right? When if you spell TikTok, how easy is that? But if you spell government information, what will happen? Even if you talk to the phone and say, access to government information or access to the Second Chance Smile, when it takes you to the page, you still gonna have to read it,
All right.
And
So that's not what we're seeking to provide, We're not seeking to provide for you the link
I
to where the
understand what you're
information is.
doing, and that's why I'm saying I'm happy
Hold
and
on a second,
appreciate
Dimi.
it.
Hold on a second, Dimi. What we are not planning, what we are going to do is we are going to call the entity. We are going to call the ministry first, and then the ministry, I know, is going to tell you that you need to go to the nearest health clinic and ask to be added to the program in your area. So because the dentist and whomever it is come to that area, I guess not as frequent as daily, but probably twice a week, once a month, whatever it is. So you go to the dental clinic in your area and they will do the measurement and the fitting for you. But you have to be registered on the program. Now, we want to get the first-hand information as to how the thing works from start to finish. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to call the Ministry of Health and Wellness, and we're going to ask at the information desk. I wish I had the live on the laptop, or else I would just jump on there right now and call them. Call the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Ask to be informed on the Second Chance Smile. And I'm almost certain that they're going to tell you to go to your local health center. And we're going to call a couple of local health centers. And we're going to ask what is the process. And they are going to say you need to come in and fill a form. What type of form is this? Because usually the persons who are having these issues are not literate. Some people are not literate enough to do this. Do you guys have somebody at the clinic that assists persons in filling these information? You have to start put them on the spot so they understand that they have a responsibility to not make the system complicated and intimidating to persons who want to access same. So we are going to have to, and a matter of fact, boy, such a pity if I was on another phone.
Chopper, when you see the Prime Minister handing over our house, what do you think is if you watch one of those lives, the main question people ask every time, how can I get one? How do I get one?
It's an application,
But why people don't know that? And this is one of the most popular programs.
Because Kizzy, let me tell you something about Jamaicans. We're not in a not with politics, but when we see politicians, I give out things we're in a something with politicians. And that is the problem. That is Jamaicans' biggest problem.
I can never back you more than that. I one of the best things here. I can never back you more than that, Lashik. It's same about
in my room last night to myself, to nobody, and to myself, said the same thing last night. Everybody burn out politics and politician. But when it comes to the benefits of it, everybody swarm it done.
Yeah, man, when the Prime Minister live, man, or when you see JISR, PBC, J Live, when I listen to that foolishness, that right?
I don't want to see no labor right out the way.
I don't want to see no labor right. I'm not with no politics.
Yeah.
But guess what? when you see
You
the
want the
person
benefit.
getting, my neighbor get one, oh, me get one, when me get one, and it is simple. Your MP, go to your MP. Me
You can
time.
apply for the housing program. But I've said it on this program all the time. You can actually go to the Ministry of Housing and apply for housing assistance. You don't need nobody. You don't need nobody.
Repeat what you just said a while, chaps. Repeat what you just said a while ago, please. Go where?
You can go to the Ministry of Housing. Where is it, Papa? You can go to the Ministry of Housing and apply for housing assistance. You don't need no MP and a council if you can't go there.
Simple mean you can go online, talk the through that spot there, please.
You don't have to go online.
Listen, I have somebody here that interested.
My name is Mario. I live at 25 Coconut Drive in wherever. My house was damaged by Hurricane Beryl, and I'm seeking some assistance to fix this house. Here's my TRN. Here's my NIS. Here's my ID. And here is 5 or 6 pictures of the damage. Put it in a folder and address it to the minister. Carry go at the ministry. There is programs in place.
All right, chaps. Hold. Me not cut your chaps. Somebody is here that them want that info. So me I go ask you for repeat back all the way. I know me don't want you repeat all the way. You just said just to me just a while ago because show me that talk and something they never did that here. Someone you repeat everything where you just say a while ago. Them now want come fire, come talk, but that you know enough people stay. So
the government has all the programs, listen to this carefully, all the programs that run through the members of parliament, those programs are available at the ministries. For example, the Ministry of Housing. If you need assistance for building material or to help out because you got damage, whether by hurricane or any other natural disaster, or just wear and tear on your house, it mash up. You want a couple sheet of zinc, you want a couple sheet of ply, you want a few building block, whatever it is. Write a letter to the Minister of Housing requesting the assistance. List what the needs are. Take pictures of the damage to your house. Provide your TRN, provide your NIS, provide your ID, and take a letter requesting assistance to the Ministry of Housing, and they will assist you. You don't need no MP or nobody if you carry your go. You as a citizen can go, and they, in most cases, they will help you. They will send a field officer out to come verify if it's true, verify if you live there, verify for you, verify if it actually has damage, and they will help you. The same voucher where MP will give you go one hard, you go get material, they will give it to you. They will give it to you. The only reason why people don't access a lot of these benefits is because politicians insert themselves in the process sometimes because it is good political mileage for you as a politician. And secondly, because people are intimidated by the process and people don't know. The Hope House program we are talking about now, while the Prime Minister would have given 5 houses to each member of parliament each year, regular citizen, the church can have one member will live for a hard time and not live nowhere, and the church can write a letter to the Prime Minister requesting a house on behalf of that individual. Or the individual themselves can write to the Prime Minister and get these assistance.
The church can take it to be like offering and give back, chaps. Me just ask your friend. The church cannot buy.
You know, Nashika, you know, to be fair to the churches, not all of them, but some of them.
The church cannot bother. A pastor cannot bother by BMW.
Because my mother church, you see, they help their elderly people, they go, they help their shut-ins, and if they know that somebody lose them job or whatever, some churches do give back. They do.
Angie, good morning, Angie. Angie reacting.
100% nowadays, Kizzy, and I'll say this without an apology. Anybody want Bex, me back broad. Out of 100% of the churches nowadays, 5% of the way we just say a while ago. But the 95%.
Mario, we have with traditional churches, right? And then you have some like a pop-up church all about the
Morning again. Mario, me tell you to talk to yourself and talk to your church.
Yeah,
Chaps,
we have
what
to
may I say?
separate them from the two.
Chaps, one on the Mario, one on. Me so talk to you. Let me talk to Chaps. This is what may I say, Chaps. All of them good things that we government are doing. We have how much town centers, like halfway tree, where we have that big old TV there, where they got halfway tree, when they really showing, just show some advertisement. We can use them things to utilize and show
Well,
what the
Plank,
government is doing there.
you know much you put something on that TV screen there? You think you know say private people something?
What do you think of government
No,
own
You
it?
know that those
no,
are billboards, right?
government can own their own billboards.
But government no own none as it stands.
The
And private
thing,
people put up them business
the thing,
and are not cheap to put ads on them.
Well,
Try
well,
no.
it come like me
Chaps,
have to go. Mario, me
Chaps,
have to go think about that business there. We have to go put up some of them things there in the town centers them.
thank you, Angel. Chaps, the thing that we were discussing on alive, I don't know if you were there here. Are you hear about it? This is our idea, and I think it's just us as bloggers. I think all the government can reach out to a lot of these uneducated people in a sense where they don't want to get the information for themselves. You see the JUTC buses. I think the government can put up some small TV in a them and just play all of the stuff them on it because the JUTC can magnitude of people at the time. I can tell you that.
Even government places like the
You
clinic and the
understand?
hospitals.
And those places, the information will literally get because guess what? You see, look, somebody look a dirty taxi man them. And them go around and a preach PNP.
Guys, I don't think that's a problem, because me hear information upon radio, upon TV, upon everywhere, and the all about. I would think people just choose what them want to listen to. When you go in at the taxi, them a dance all dirty music are playing there. I'm sorry. Right? You're going there, hear one radio program, you listen to Nationwide, yo, driver, change that. So I don't think, I don't know. I don't know what to say. As me said, probably people just want people come talk to them. I just me feel. Because I don't think the government is lacking in these information. Sometimes I hear some advertisement on Nationwide. I have to say,
The information drive is there. The information is available and accessible. And even when you go to the hospitals, you will see that they have on their walls a lot of programs and stuff that what was said. The issue is the system is clogged. You have late. If you go one office and the person in no mood today, if you do no work, then tell you say go on back.
I heard somebody say,
I heard the program full. I heard somebody say,
yes, because me hear somebody say, just to add to what you say, me hear somebody say them carry some people line up for social pension, right? And when the people them go in at the place, them tell them say no there, it not available to them. You understand what I say? All them something they are bullshit.
Let me tell you what I saw the other day.
Me.
A church had a thing the other day, Lashika. A church had a what you call it, outreach. And there were several entities that were at the outreach, including the Ministry of Labor. Right? The Ministry of Labor was there. They had a desk there. And they were doing their thing. And when they were asked to, everybody who was participating had a chance to tell people of the work or the initiatives that their entity carries. And when NIS was asked to make their presentation, they talk about persons 60, I think, what the retirement age was 64 or 65 or something about. They talk about that, but they didn't mention anything about the whole they over 75. It's overheard. I overheard, and I had to rush in there and said, you can't tell people that. Everybody, a matter of fact, I had to go in there and say, look, there is no category of Jamaicans who don't have access to government benefit. If you're 75 and older and you're not on any government program, there is a 75 and older pension scheme for you. And I said, a matter of fact, there is no category of Jamaicans residing in Jamaica who cannot access government benefit. No category. Every single category in Jamaica is covered. I had to emphasize that to the NIS people, to the Ministry of Labor people, because they weren't promoting it. And if you look on their pamphlet, I don't even remember if I saw it on it. So these are things that we have to promote because there's absolutely
Chuck,
no
them up.
category.
No Chuck, chops, them a PMP, man. So them not gonna promote it.
I'm not gonna put no label on anybody, but I'm just saying that these are the things that we have to catch. I caught that live while it was happening, and I had to intervene to fix it.
Man, on the PNP plan, may I tell you see even the part program, that's why the part program, there's a lot of people pack up on it when not even for the panny because them push through them friend and company application and then they sabotage others. And all it is not strictly political. Some might are just community people because they and them come from the same place and they know you, they sabotage you too.
I think as soon as the systems are upgraded and in place, we will be able to filter out a lot of these,
Restructured
right?
all of them, Shika.
Yeah, because one of the things that and probably people will hear me say it all the while, is the one where Dr. Nigel Clark he categorized all of the tax write-off. Because people used to get write-off for taxes for just for anything at all. And when he started to put them into categories, that is a whole reform for the system. You can't just go to tax office again and your friend write off nothing for you. It has to match the calculations or whatever system he put in place. So as soon as we're able to digitalize things, we will be able to eliminate a lot of the friends and friends getting benefit situation and the benefits actually going to the people who are actually in need. You know?
Yo, you know what me do Lashika we market the JLP, cause every business needs marketing, you know. We say me patrol TikTok or some non-political we just say no platform. Me like just literally pass through there, you know, and just drop out one bag of political facts in the comment section peacefully and move. When me dip on TikTok, me patch alright, this morning me see one video from Westmoreland with some youth I roll out in some Benz. I go on a funeral. So bam, so me say me check the comment section. Me check the comment section, at least 10 comment in there address roads. You know, me just them 10 person there, each one of them, me go in on them, me like send them a reply, say, yo, see there, $40 billion Sparks program is that are the amount we allocated to fix and improve the road networks across Jamaica. And also stress on the reach. So what me do, I just take it up on myself as an initiative. We say, yo, just patrol the net and just drop the message here, drop the message there, drop the message everywhere. And not on just them a platform. I mean, just go on platform where politically nothing no jappy in there, so. And just drop my political shades and move, you know. But just drop the facts, our current government and move. So me do it personally. Because I realize say, enough of them lives that I go on them are 3.5K. This is the information in our reach. It has sent out. I just reach in our reach and government fault because the youth them shooting a real follow up the necessary information. They hardly give a fuck about current affairs, to be honest.
Unless a scandal or a disgrace is attached to it, or some artist or some sexually charged, then I'm not interested in that for sure. But you know, me not gonna stop advocate for this. Me not gonna stop advocate for it. And I think that the information ministry should be a full ministry. And it should also be a place where you can call and you know, Nora have a program on nation. over, revamped from scratch,
Yep.
and I put more
Even the NWA were full of political victimization, with sabotage, them feel the sabotage.
Yeah, there needs to be
In a negative way to because we are lead the charge these days in terms of how we are losing moral fast, and that's the truth. I mean, that, if you just see how people go to church, or then just go to church, you can see enough little thing, I lose its true value. Enough things where beyond politics, and people now call out them little thing there.
I blame government, just like what Prime Minister said last night. If I'm gonna go down the road and end up in a one patrol.
Well, Plank, I don't know if Kizzy want to go live or somebody else or Idi or whomever, Lashika, whomever, because I have to run now. I have some things to take care of. I'm gonna make a run.
Chuck, me I got inbox you because me need for ask you a question, yeah?
All right, no problem.
But
I'm going to jump off for a bit.
me inbox a good while now, I not get no response. Me have some important things I want to talk to you about in on chat.
All right, that's our word, man. Just send me a number, man.
Lashika, see over your YouTube channel. Lashika, see over your YouTube
Yes,
channel.
and I liked your comment, and I said, "Welcome, Gusto." I did.
All right.
And Lashika, me like, me tell the morning from morning, you pay me the morning, but
like your style. Hear that?
Wanna come off and go, man. Go marry me.
Lashika, you there work?
Me I work, but me I work from home.
Oh, go live.
Lashika, listen, no make the day done. The day done, I'm in a year, friend. You hear me say, ma'am?
So Mario, you know, say Lashika married?
That has nothing at all to do with me.
Okay, then. On that note,
Mario, just link Chuck and get Chuck number. Let me get it, please.
Yo, Chop, big up, you know. I remember from over the weekend, you know, we at the same place, right? I put, you know.
Yeah, man. I remember, man. Definitely, man. We need to talk, you know what I mean?
Definitely, man.
We need to talk, man, for a reason, yeah?
All right. Link up anytime you feel free, man.
Good reason too. Idiot, big up yourself.
I respect me,
All right, thanks again, guys, and see you soon.
Yeah, man.
Who am I gonna live? You, Mario?
No, me I go call, so make some call because the youth with chaps just the information now I go ask me for call the Ministry of Housing Field. So me I forgot to call some of them young people.
Just write the letter theme.
Huh?
Even if you don't write the letter, take the picture.
Write the letter theme, Mario.
No, listen, you see, me I be honest with you. Me I go be honest with you now. Me I be honest with you. 100 odd people still there here. Me I be honest with you. A lot of Jamaicans, they don't know how to put their words together in certain way where people.
I would never put them on the spot either. We know that they're not that sharp. Nobody ask them to do that.
Right, so that's the reason why.
Just sharp like that, you know, so when I go to school, I back I bench just sit down, Mario. Cause Chop just Chop just tell you love sit on a back bench too much.
Yeah,
Chop just tell us say you gonna have people in the health sector where I go call and ask for people who cannot fill out forms how they get help. You need to do one of them things there. So you still have a back class. But you still have a back class. Come on, find my phone, man. The man go about in business.
A lot of people who need the help are persons who are intimidated by their challenge academically, right? And it's no disrespect. Right. It's just what it is.
So just life. I know everybody can read and write and full out form.
If a person like that is your true farm and pen give them. Them probably just look like, them probably dislike it. Them probably never come back at your place. So sometimes you just have
Exactly.
to use your own. That's why me treat everybody the same. Me treat everybody as if they can write and read then. So me that put a system in place that everybody come in, we fill your information. We take your information, take your ID, and fill it out on the form. Why you sign, right?
Exactly.
Simple. Because the
But
biggest
that's the reason why me I could do what me I do.
to some of these entities is because people are reluctant. And not everybody understands to fill out a form, a basic form. Not everybody can do it. Some of the young people them can't do it either. And that is a big deterrent. So we need to fix that by making sure that when persons come to your office, you have a policy in place that you take them ID and fill in the information.
Right. That's why they need
to. If it's a situation where you need to know if the person can read and write, then we can just find that.
This is why they need to go get them needs when it roll out too, because it helps. Yeah. Mario, go and full out the farm and go, man.